Alrighty, y'all. So we about to get back into this whole Chud the Asshole situation. um, we got this video that goes a little bit more in depth, and then I'm gonna we're gonna get to the irony. We're gonna get to justice finally being done. All right, let's get back into the video. Oh, hold on. Let me do this first. Alrighty. Now, here we go.
Out the three of them being nice right now. That's right there across. That's free.
You're trying to tell me this isn't a public easement?
Stay right here.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, well move there.
Keep yourself. Don't chimp out.
Right.
Look at him chimping out. I don't need to ask you if I can exercise my freedom.
Tell us you can't record anybody.
Yeah, I can. Y'all gotta learn the law. Don't walk up on me. Stay right there.
No, sir, you need to learn the law. That's the problem. That's the real irony in this whole situation. You need to learn the law. You actually do need permission to record you can record things that are going on in a public space, but you should be asking people's permission before you put them on camera. Like, come on now. You don't know the law, but you're telling them that they need to know the law.
Keep coming up.
You gonna push me?
I'm gonna make sure real quick. Why are you acting like a game right now?
Acting like a what?
You heard me. Sit down.
So in case you've been living under a rock, there's been this antagonizing streamer named Chud the Builder going around and poking and prodding at a bunch of different black people or anybody that will really just stop and give him the time of day in order to get some sort of rise out of them. He drops the slurs, he calls them names, all these things, and his whole premise is that we should have free speech, no different than anybody else. Now this whole time he's been banking on the law being on his side, saying that hey, if they do something to him, he'll be able to retaliate.
You do is talk about your dick.
Ah, I'm sorry.
You can't provoke somebody and then retaliate. That's still you provoking. You're still the aggressor in the situation. Whether they do something violent to you or not, you're still being a provocateur.
Come back over here.
Okay. Let's
Come back over here.
Let's not fight. I am.
Touch me again. Go pick up my hat again. You heard me.
Fuck your shit.
But what Chud the Builder is finding out in real time is that not only is the entire internet tired of this gimmick, but also that law enforcement and anybody in the legal system is also tired of this stupid ass gimmick as well.
If what you're doing is going around using racial slurs and profanity, that's a little different.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Are you gonna argue that in court? Because I walked into the gas station and walked out, and as I'm walking.
Are you a cop gonna argue that in court? Do you know the law? I know the law. Do you know the law, police officer? Like, huh? And these are white police officers at that. So you thinking that, oh, because we look the same, that means that we're all going to be on the same page and the same accord and you N-words are going to, no. What you're doing is blatantly wrong. This is not the 60s anymore. You cannot do things like this.
Walking to my truck, I turn around, he's got something behind his back that looks like a gun. It's a drill.
They're saying that
So I don't give a f what they're saying. It's all recorded and it's live streamed.
This man.
And I'm just telling you.
And I have every right to say whatever I want on the internet without being chimped out on in public.
But as he's realizing in real time is that you can't go out there and scream at people, antagonize, and think that the law is going to be on your side. He messed around and he found out this weekend, and not in a good way.
You're under arrest.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. Nothing quippy, nothing quirky, just subscribe. Now, back into the video. Chud the Builder isn't innovative or creative in the space. He's somebody that has always existed for forever and a day. He's somebody who uses his racist, quote unquote, free speech card in order to get off whatever he wants to do. It's not edgy, it's truly just lazy content.
Or what? You heard me. Or what? Back up.
Stop saying that.
Or what?
Why you saying that?
You might want to back up. You're going to get sprayed.
Why the fuck you saying nigga?
Because I can say it's America. Because it's America.
But why?
Because I can say what I want.
His strategy is simple, and he believes that it's a shortcut to fame. He says something racist, waits for a reaction, and then gets shocked when people react. It's not commentary, it's not satire, it's the furthest extent of the whole, well, it's a free country, I can say what I want, put to the test, all on live stream. When I see clips and videos of him bragging about the viewership that he has, it lets me know that he's not really putting his beliefs or anything to the test. It's some sort of attention seeking. It's some sort of, hey, I just want to draw eyeballs to what I'm doing. Hell, even those in his own community who we would normally associate with being a racist just like him have sniffed this out and said that this is like super weak, it's lazy, it's not productive at all, and it's actually quite lame.
I don't like that approach. It's one thing to be vicious to the people in the arena, but I really don't like that approach of antagonizing people in public. Not even just for politics, but I think that people have enough on their plate. You don't know what people are going through, and people have enough problems. I don't like that people are out there bothering everybody. I don't like that. I don't like these streams where you go and become a public nuisance, or you go and antagonize people, or you try and instigate a fight, I don't like that. I don't like mean-spirited stuff.
Boy.
And keep in mind, from my understanding, this man that's saying this is a racist himself. So now allegedly, I don't know who he is. I have just heard throughout this story while he's been speaking on it that he doesn't really like us all that much either. But he is even reasonable enough to understand whether I like you or not does not mean that I get to or have to antagonize you. And that's the thing that I just don't understand. Okay, you don't like somebody. You don't like me because of the way I look. So why are you interacting with me? Leave me alone as I leave you alone. If I come up to you and I start provoking you, that's a different story. But what you're doing is, I don't like you, so I'm going to pick with you. I'm going to make you as mad as I possibly can so I can get the reaction out of you that I want. Like, what made you think that this was going to work for a long period of time? What made you think this was a sustainable life choice? Look at, what's her name, Lily Gaddis. Look how long that lasted. She had literally 5 minutes of fame. Now she can't make money. Now she's boohooing on YouTube talking about, oh, they demonetized my channel because you N-words just leave us alone. We've already experienced so much in this country. Can you just leave us alone?
Who would have thought that Nick Fuentes would have the based woke take? But you see, the problem isn't that Chud is just saying things racist for attention. Even though that is a problem, it's not the problem. It's the fact that he's doing it and pretending to be fearless at the same time, even though his whole setup is already preparing for consequences. He has these baked in protections, at least in his own mind, which we'll see in a little bit later is not necessarily true. But he wants to act as if he's this lawless figure.
Y'all chimping out. Y'all believe in freedom of speech?
What's going on, man?
Freedom of speech. Y'all know me. Hell yeah. White people can say right?
Whoa.
Come on. I thought y'all believe in freedom of speech.
You see, Chud wants to...
Y'all know me. You want our attention so bad. Like, you love us. You want our attention so bad. Y'all know me. How? How do we know you? Most of us don't even pay attention to this side of the internet. Because, for what? We already know that there's people that blatantly hate us that won't say it. You think I'm going to go seek out content where you're blatantly doing and saying it? Like, the only reason I know about this is because when I heard about it from one of my favorite YouTubers, I was like, this isn't going to end well. And then when I found out that it does not end well, that's when I tuned in. But I wasn't about to sit here and watch this stuff so I could get what? It doesn't even make me mad. It's just why. It makes me wonder why. Why are we doing this? What are we getting at? What's the intention? What are we really hoping to accomplish with this? Because free speech is already an amendment. There's no getting rid of free speech. But free speech does not mean that you get to incite panic. It doesn't mean that you get to provoke. It doesn't mean you get to threaten. There are caveats to free speech. You can say what you want, yes. But there are certain consequences to certain things being said. Point blank, period.
Respect and even threaten people if they do some sort of harm to him or if they don't take his words and his approach the right way. But at the same time, he wants to hide behind his protection. He wants to shield himself from any sorts of consequences. He wants to throw the stone and then hide his hands. He can't be the brave racist guy, but then at the same time, when you're met with these people who aren't necessarily happy about the way that you go about things, be all upset and get your panties in a bunch. It just doesn't work that way.
Come on outside. What do you want to holler about? Look at him chimping out. Come on, peg me then.
Fuck you talking about, nigga?
Do something then.
You think I'm waiting on cause I'm worrying about
Come
that?
on, do something then.
Fuck you.
I'm trying to get out of here. They
Oh,
keep pulling their cars behind mine. One's parked right in front of mine. He's walking up on me with a gun. Yes, dude, yes. There's many
what
of them
gun?
here. The one that assaulted me left. The one that spit on me left. There's two other they're getting here. I will defend myself. I'm starting to fear for my life.
Caught him reporting somebody in person.
And then, did y'all see that comment?
You're getting here. I will defend.
Low impulse monkeys, fucking primate. Sorry, I'm gonna have to edit that because I shouldn't be using so many profanities. But these are his fans, right here, right here. These are the people that watch this stuff.
Myself. I'm starting to fear for my life.
Caught him
Most of the chimpiest monkeys. What is he?
reporting somebody in person. What he does is
Of course he's calling the police.
start shit, but then he'll pull a gun out on you as soon as you do something. But I'm licensed to carry too. I finally ran into him. He got his, I got mine. But he on the phone with the police.
You see, every time somebody responds or retaliates to Chud the Builder, he likes to tuck his tail and act as like a normal civilian, as if he didn't antagonize these things. He thinks as though he has the right to provoke these people and there not be some sort of fallback or pushback onto him. And this is the reason why he thinks that he can, you know, respond in any way, shape, form, or fashion that he believes so. So now we've established that he's some sort of racist, fake tough guy. Like he really just wants to provoke people, really wants to get the eyes on him, but if any sort of backlash comes his way, he thinks that he should be well within rights. What he doesn't understand is that this path that he's taking is going to close more doors faster than we've ever seen before. Not too long ago, he got kicked off of Kick, no pun intended, a platform that was supposed to be predicated on free speech. That was the foundation of Kick, and they decided, hey, we're going to get him off the platform. He made pleas to the company via Twitter and the appeals process, but they were almost instantly denied. And why? Because nobody wants to deal with you. They see through what you're trying to get off. The gimmick isn't even believable at this point, and it's tired. This is where Chud isn't understanding his strategy isn't necessarily working. He thinks these viral moments from a feared buck or whatever clips page that exists on Twitter are proof that, hey, this strategy is working, like many others have done before. But as those others will tell Chud, gang, the million views that you get here and there on these other platforms from repurposing your clips aren't worth losing an entire platform, especially one that is monetizing you. Every viral clip isn't some sort of win, and every million views, especially ones that don't go directly to you, isn't a marker of success. But what that viral clip can do is show companies why they should not work with you. And so once these platforms start to see you as a liability, you're faced with two decisions. It's almost like that Green Goblin mask. You either go down the path of changing your content and fixing your ways, or you find a new platform, shrinking into smaller spaces, but doubling down into what you are known for. And ultimately, that's what Chud did when he decided to switch platforms to Pump, one of these offshoot platforms, and double and triple down on the racist rage baiting content.
Did you just hit me, bitch?
I will fucking
You just did.
Fucking try me, bitch. Try me.
All y'all going to jail.
Tell the boys to follow me on Instagram at They Love It.
Only if you believe in freedom of speech.
I believe in freedom of speech.
So white people can say no. We're good.
Oh, hey, yo.
You wouldn't do shit, bitch. What are you mad about a word for? What'd I say? Hurricane. Does that bother you?
Now, for the sake of the viewing audience, I'm not going to play any more clips where this white man says the hard R N-word. I feel like it's unnecessary and redundant. You've got the gist already. But this ultimately just goes to show you that he doubled and tripled down. This is where the shock tubers kind of lose the plot. Instead of learning from a lesson in which maybe what I am saying or the way that I am approaching this is not getting validated by the masses, and you know, I should probably look deep inside and say, why am I doing this? They decided to double down, and doubling down is going to put you in a place and space that ultimately is going to lead you down a detrimental path. One that could potentially lead to your block getting knocked off, but that's not a threat. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, even to this day, Chud has been hanging on to this free speech concept, one in which he thinks will validate what he is saying about, you know, if he can or cannot do this. But you see, Chud the Builder's free speech defense is built on breadcrumbs and nothing more.
They won't let me in here.
They won't. Why not?
I said the N-word on the internet. Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech. Isn't that crazy?
Well, considering that two of my boys are black, I can understand that.
Why does that matter?
It does. I don't like it. Just go ahead.
You don't like freedom of speech either?
Just go ahead and go.
I'm gonna stand right here.
This older gentleman.
Go ahead on. He said, nah, this is what we not gonna do. I know I look like you. I know I might be wearing a hat like you, but what we're not going to do is disrespect black people. And this is what gets me about this. Yeah, you got your little like fan base, the ones that are sitting here calling us chimps in your chat, which could be bots for all we know. But your real life experience doing this, which is what actually matters, has not turned out well among the masses. Not just black people, white people too. That woman that was approaching that man in the last video, not the black woman where he called her the B word, but the other one. She looked pretty white to me, and she probably wanted to beat him up because what are you doing? What is this? Like, what's the point? Are you trying to go to jail? Is your goal, your end goal, to end up in prison? Because genuinely, like, what other purpose was it to prove I can do it and not get in trouble? Was it to prove like I just don't get the mindset behind the behavior. I don't. I'll never get it. It's not for me to get because I'm not even in this brain bracket.
Isn't somebody who's looking for some sort of clout or fame or notoriety off of Chud. See, Chud thinks that he can walk up to anybody and everybody and use this quote unquote magical get out of jail free card. Hey, free speech, I'm clear and I'm good to go. But the old man is telling him that just because we have quote unquote free speech in the United States does not mean that you are free of any consequences. Now, the old man
Okay.
ultimately does remove himself, and I am proud of him for not, engaging with Chud. But this
He
is
said,
the
I don't got
part
time
that
for
he
this
just doesn't
shit.
understand. And this is the same old tired gimmick that honestly for a long time we've been trying to dispel on commentary, YouTube, and most of the internet, is that freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences from your words, specifically from the general public. You're not defending some sort of
Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences for the words that you say. Same thing I said earlier, but I like the way that he put that. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence. You can say whatever you want, and that's in life. You can say whatever you want, right? But there's always going to be consequences to the things that you say. If you go to work and you go up to your boss and you say, F you, F this job, I hate this, I hate you, I hate everybody in this, you have the freedom to do that. But do you think you're still going to keep your job after that? Especially if you live in an at will state. Do you think you're going to keep your job after that? That's a consequence. You're not going to get dragged up out of there by the police. You're not going to jail, but you're not going to work here. And it's the same thing. You might not be getting arrested yet to this point, but that doesn't mean that you won't deal with consequences for the things that come out of your mouth.
principle. If you were defending some sort of principle of free speech, there are 11 million ways that you could go about with the whole free speech concept. And this is why I never got those people, and more specifically, the people that believe the free speechers. They're not talking about people who have truly been silenced of their words. They're not talking about people who have been quote unquote fired or canceled by their jobs because of things that they have said or seen some sort of government intervention based off of words they are placing. No, they just go around the internet and say a bunch of slurs and do a bunch of racist things, drop racial epithets, all these different things in the name of free speech. There are challenges on free speech daily that go on in this country and worldwide.
And you're not fighting for free speech, you're fighting for free racism. And that's not something, it's not legal for a job to discriminate against you for your race. It's not legal to walk around and persecute and abuse people because of the way that they look and because it's different from yours. And I know that's probably really confusing in a country where you have ICE agents doing things that are clearly very much that, but hey, they can do what they want. We cannot. And when I say we, I'm not saying me and somebody like Chud is anywhere in the same conversation of we. But what the point is, there's certain government entities that can do a lot more than we're able to. But at the end of the day, there's consequences to every action.
And the only way that these content creators can ever seem to find a way to help in the fight of free speech is by going around different towns, cities, blocks, dropping slurs and seeing if the average everyday person has a problem with it. It baffles me. It's really beyond me, and it really just exposes the grift that they're trying to get off. And the grift isn't just getting exposed to us as the consumers on social media. We also have to remember these are real life people as well, and these people have real life jobs. See, Chud thinks that he can hide behind the fact that yo, this is freedom of speech. I should be able to do and say whatever I want without any sort of intervention or consequences or retaliation. But as he's finding out quick, fast, and in a hurry, there is a legal system that is used to protect American citizens from people just like Chud.
If what you're doing is going around using racial slurs and profanity, that's a little different.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Are you gonna argue that in court? Because I walked into the gas station and walked out, and as I'm walking to my.
Do you think the comment, it still gets me? You're gonna argue that in court? Even you should understand the police and the judges, they're normally on the same side. That's not a battle you're going to win regardless. Whether it's right or wrong, that's not a battle you're going to win regardless. You got to think of all the people that back the police and the fact that in this scenario specifically, the police are actually basing their decision on true laws that already exist. You're not going to win that. And when a police officer sits here and explains to you, this is not legal, this is not okay, what is there to argue?
Truck, I turn around, he's got something behind his back that looks like a gun. It's a drill.
They're saying that
So I don't give a fuck what they're saying. It's all recorded and it's live streamed.
I know, I got you. And I'm just telling you.
And I have every right to say whatever I want on the internet without being chimped out on in public.
This is where everything falls apart for
It's the lies for me. Like, why are you pretending that you didn't provoke those people?
Chud. You no longer get the protections that you once had. Everybody's seeing through your grift. Everybody's seeing through your ruse. Everybody's seeing your true color. Even the police. You thought you had a shield, but even them, and by them I do mean the legal system, is telling you that, well, there's a human element, even though there are strict definitions and words that make up the legal system. Judges, cops, lawyers, all these things, juries are using their own interpretations. They're using their best judgment. They're critically thinking to come to a conclusion. And anybody and everybody can see that you are somebody who is antagonizing these people. Many people were trying to tell Chud that you're not Billy Badass. You can't do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say and think you can get away with. At some point, you are disturbing the peace. You are being criminally obnoxious. And that's exactly what happened this past weekend. While at a restaurant, Chud the Builder found himself in a bit of a predicament in which he got into a heated argument with the employees.
Yeah. We can leave. Hey, Pajit, calm down. Why don't you go shit in the street? Why don't you go poop in the street? Don't get aggressive with me. We'll get up and leave. Thanks for the free food.
But
Bob's Steakhouse.
They'll take care of it.
Oh, no, we're not paying shit.
You're not paying? I go get the...
Buddy, I didn't get to enjoy my meal. You're kicking me out. I'm not paying for shit. Bob's Steakhouse. Check your Google reviews, little midget guy. Pajit, watch your mouth. This is America. You're in my country.
Oh my God.
Chud the Builder. Absolutely love you. Well, I would not eat here. They just kicked us out because apparently my content offends. This guy knows me and just wanted to shake my hand because he respects America, unlike you, midget fuck.
Mr. Free Speech and Mr. This is America.
My God. The moment that one person finally co-signs your shitty behavior, look. Some people do like me. Just because you don't like me. You're right. There are a lot of racist pieces of crap out there on the internet and in real life that are happy that you're doing what you're doing. And unfortunately are going to repeat what you're doing. And I hope that you all face the same exact consequences. And even if you don't face those consequences, God will deal with you justly. Trust and believe that much.
Chud the Builder thought that he could get away with whatever he wanted to get away with. At the dinner, what seemed to be the manager at the time politely asked them to pay before leaving. Chud said no, walks out, which is theft. That is theft. I think people need to understand that. But also, again, you can't just go around screaming and saying things, you know, disturbing people, all these other things like that, and think that there's no consequence. In the same exact stream, Chud the Builder would then see himself being arrested by police.
This same one?
Ha!
You're under arrest. I'm sorry.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
And now,
them consequences was swift, baby. Swift. Normally, I would have expected this to take at least a year before it became a real problem. I don't know how long this man has been doing what he's doing on the internet, but I didn't expect it to be to happen as quickly as it did, but I'm so glad that it did, and I'm so glad that it's progressively happening instead of all happening at once, so that way he can really get a grasp of, this is what I did, and it was wrong, and these are the consequences for it. It started quite, you know, minute. It started pretty like, okay, some people, black people, which I don't care about their opinion, they got something to say about it. Screw them. Then it was, I might get hit. I got hit. Then it's the imminent threat of whether or not they have a gun or not. You're already on the defense for it. And not because of the reasons why most white people are scared that we have guns and we're going to use them, because you're provoking them to use it on you. Then you get kicked out of a restaurant, what looked like a very nice restaurant at that. Now, later that same day, you're getting arrested.
He's facing 3 misdemeanor charges, one being theft of services for $1,000 or less, another one being disorderly conduct, and another one being resisting arrest. Now, why this is important is because of 2 things. One, he's already out on bond for another charge that he had caught not too long ago. But 2, and more importantly, this is showing that this whole free speech gimmick that he has, the identity that he has as a content creator with the whole I can do whatever I want, say what I want to say, we're in America, etc., and this nuisance content that he has a real life consequences. You can't just go around saying and doing whatever you want with free speech being your shield. It's stupid. You see, this police clip shows that the legal fantasy that Chud the Builder and other content creators just like this is false, right? It's just that it's fantasy, it's play. So there were some words from rapper Waka Flocka, which I didn't think I would say unless I was listening to LeBron Flocka James or Do Flocka rant, that actually speak to the bigger message when it comes to Chud the Builder and content creators like him.
Bro, you creating a race riot. A race riot, bro. That America don't even need you right now. And then, nigga, if you want to die, bro, just pull up in the trenches and do that shit. But, bro, don't make the whole world, don't make the whole America, the white and black kids of America fight each other for some past shit that you don't even know if you even got racist motherfuckers in your family. You don't even know these folks. Like, why the fuck do you think that shit?
Like Waka Flocka and Nick Fuentes, God, I'm saying sentences that have never been said before, are mentioning in their reactions to what Chud the Builder is doing is that there is like no productivity based on the content that they are providing to the space. I think that most people can see that concept, but there are still a slight amount of people that can't sniff out when these race baiting, rage baiting grifters and content creators come into the space. You're not really doing anything. You're having conversations or sparking up ideologies that have been either already debunked, shouldn't even exist, and creating race riots, emotions and feelings and stuff like that that don't really even matter or shouldn't exist in the first place. Like I stated a little bit before, if you were being productive about the challenges that people do truly face when it comes to free speech, then I could see it. I could be all for it. I would totally understand it. But at the end of the day, that's kind of not what you're doing. In fact, you're literally just riling up others and riling up people, saying that people are chimping out or going over the top for no reason when literally you start over the top. And this extends to political commentators too. The people that take on the dog whistles and the racial undertone commentary and use it as if they're actually really saying things, knowing good and doggone well that they're really not being productive. They're just using a certain verbiage or certain lingo or certain phrasing as a means to go viral. These are not the people that actually vote. These are not people that put their boots on the ground and do things productive in their societies. They are just people who antagonize for the sake of antagonizing. And antagonizing for the sake of antagonizing cannot yield any sorts of positive results. We're literally seeing in the past month, Johnny Somali get sentenced in a Korean judicial system to jail time, to actual jail time, because he was antagonizing for the sake of antagonizing. He saw money and dollars and cents in it, and ultimately it tanked his career to the point where now he's behind bars. He's actually doing real deal jail time. And even if Chud the Builder were to do some sort of pivot, it's not like people are gonna forget. We've seen how people have treated Neon, rightfully so, over the past couple of months or really even years in his attempt to transition. Anytime somebody gets an opportunity, they will bring up the fact that he did some racist shit. And with that being said, racism for clicks works fast. It gets you viral, it gets more eyes on you, but it ages god awfully. Chud thinks he's winning because people are talking about him, but attention doesn't necessarily mean some sort of success. It's not something that I would use as a measurement. Sometimes people are watching because you're quote unquote entertained. entertaining. I'll give you the real about what's going on right now with Chud the Builder. People are watching for the moment when he got arrested. And now that he's out on bond, people are going to continue to watch the moment that he gets beat up or even worse on stream. But what he doesn't understand is that you're not going to be some sort of free speech warrior. Even though I may not understand it, you're not going to end up like a Charlie Kirk in this situation where people are building buildings after you and all these different things like that. You're dead ass just going to be the next meme. You're dead ass going to be put on maybe a t-shirt or two, and you're dead ass going to be forgotten about when the inevitable does happen. Chud the Builder is not a game changer. He's not shaking up the fabric of society. He's literally a countdown, a clock, a ticking time bomb on a live stream.
Okay. I will say, no, I'll get that. I'll get into that into the next video. But yes, y'all, this is who Chud the Builder is. I only wanted to get y'all hip to this because I just like, I'm rubbing my hands together so excited for the next part of this story because it just gets so good. It just gets so good. We're not going to be able to watch it yet. I was going to try to pull it up, but I do have to go to therapy. So we're going to leave this at part 2, and then I'll see y'all in part 3. Part 3 is the exciting part. Bye, y'all.